feature film for you today. It is an independent one, I know, shocker. And it is from someone who we've reviewed a lot of his work before. Dakota Ray's got a new one that he filmed, it looks like during the pandemic, and it's called Dante's Shadow of Sin. Written and directed by Dakota Ray, who did most of the behind the scenes work and is in front of the work as a Dante, a gentleman with a dark past who is using the event of getting together with a friend of his to try to finally put that dark past and his dark secret, bury it forever, and move on with his life. But his buddy Mahogany has his own plans, and we see how these two dark individuals with very disturbing pasts try to handle getting together once again and erasing their past actions. This was a very interesting approach by Dakota Ray. Now, we reviewed his stuff on here before, and nihilistic films, I know there's a lot of them out there, but for some reason, Dakota Ray's films, I enjoy watching and seeing. There's a specific style that he has to it, not just in his use of color, but his shots and everything. A lot of underground, DIY type of filming he does here, so you do have that aesthetic, but he plays to that aesthetic and he uses it to create this very dark, disturbing cinematic world that nearly all of his films, I think, could partake in. Now, you do get some of the signature stuff. You get the very low modified voice of the main character who's talking about very dark and disturbing things. We get a smashed critter on the pavement. Trust me, no critters were harmed in the making of this film, so it is a fake, but we get that as well. We get a number of those, actually, which I know I find amusing. Okay, it shows up in almost every single film. Not sure if it's intentional, but I love spotting when that's going to happen. But I like the performances of both characters. Fred Epstein plays Mahogany, and Dakota Ray plays Dante. And these are both very disturbed individuals who have issues, a lot of issues, and that comes across on screen. And their interaction with one another, you just feel this tension, and you're just wondering, who's going to really snap first. Dante seems to be the alpha of the group, but as things play along, you realize, kind of like a Megatron Starscream type of thing going on here. Now, as far as some of the special effects, there are some gore special effects in here, which I found interesting. For done on a micro budget, some of them looked good, some of them were disturbing, and some of them, I will say, I may have found a little bit humorous in a good way, though. These films have a great, genuine honesty to their nihilism, to their dark material. It's some of these films you watch, you can see someone just doing it to just be dark, just to be edgelord, just to get their name out. But these feel genuine, like these are coming from a place that Dakota Ray has deep with him that he's trying to deal with. I'm not sure, but I do know that his use of color in this one, all of it is blue palette rather than his past films, which had a variety of different colors, though there usually was a dominant color involved. In this one, it is definitely a dark blue throughout the film. So I think that kind of signifies the characters and the type of characters we have. So since Mahogany and Dante are one and the same, the color really never changes. Again, filmed during the pandemic, so there is a small cast in here. His films in the past have had a larger cast, and the narrative's been a little bit more back and forth, a little bit more surrealism. And in this one, while we do get some surrealism in here, various things talking to these individuals, or they think they're talking to them, it is far more linear than I kind of expected the film to be. So I thought that was an interesting pace, and I'm interested to see where he goes next, because each one of his films, he brings something a little bit different. You can see him trying something a little bit different. Now, the nihilistic, dark film is not going to be for everyone, especially the very micro-budget, independent aesthetic. But if you're like the underground, dark, nihilistic type films, I think you'll like Dakota Ray's work here if you liked his past work. I know I did. And again, usually these films don't appeal to me, but for some reason I find a spirit in his films that make me, I like watching them. Maybe it's my own little dark thing going on. I don't know. I will say the one thing that did get me with this film, though, there is some repetition in dialogue, which I think you don't maybe notice as much if it was in the past films because you have a bit more variety in your characters. But here, since we just have the two characters, there is a little bit of repetition in the dialogue that was noticeable. So, yeah, Dakota Ray, if you like his stuff, you're going to love this one. And that'll about do it for us here in the Final Cut. Thank you so much for watching. If you have seen Dakota Ray's work, let us know down below what you think of it. Be constructive, please. Hashtag support indie cinema. I thank each and every one of you, and until next time, remember, keep that ticket stub.